Well, new technology is set to be unveiled today that will digitise New Zealand Sign Language for the first time. The National Foundation for Deaf and Hard of Hearing is partnering with startup Kara Technologies to create avatars that bring a library of signs to life. New Zealand Sign Language was made an official language 20 years ago and is used by more than 24,000 people. Joining me are Natasha Gallardo, Chief Executive of the National Foundation for Deaf and Hard of Hearing, and Arash Tayebi, the head of Kara Technologies. Thank you so much both for joining us on the show today. Natasha, I'll start with you. We had to move to this technology, didn't we? We had to start digitising it. How important was that?
I think it's going to enable breaking down a lot of barriers that exist for the deaf community and accessing everyday things that we take for granted. So it's super important, and it's wonderful to be able to see that we're nearing the phase of being able to bring that to life.
Tell me about this partnership with Kara Technologies.
Yes, we have been working in the background with Kara Tech for quite a while. We had Arash present at our conference in 2023, and then we've been watching the progress with the technology since then. And then earlier this year, we felt it was time to partner with Kara Tech to bring the New Zealand Sign Language data set to Aotearoa.
All right, Arash, I'll bring you in now. This was your idea. Tell me about your personal story.
Yeah, so the whole thing started in 2016. I was doing PhD at Auckland University. I got a disease called mid-ear, lost hearing in one ear, and it was so annoying for me that I figured out we don't have any deaf student doing PhD at the school. It's like, why is that? Then through that question, I introduced the deaf community and challenges. And from there, we said, okay, you guys know the culture and the challenge. We know the tech. Let's do something together. Let's make something that makes sign language access no-brainer for every single situation. That's how it started.
And how does it work?
So like any other languages, we need to take care of the grammar and also vocabularies. So for the grammar, we use large language model because sign language is an independent language. So the grammar has been taken care of. Also the facial expression, non-manual markers, there's so much. So New Zealand Sign Language is extremely beautiful, right? Which make it extremely complex for translation. And the other part that we are partnering up with Natasha and her team is making a vocabulary database. Technically, a dictionary of one side in English and the other side is sign. And we have a technology to call this sign, blend them together in such a way it doesn't look like Dr. Frankenstein. It's smooth and understandable and everything happening in real time.
So tell me about how someone would use this technology. What would they do in their life?
So, see, the sign language is extremely important to have the access to the deaf community. Normally speaking, English is the second language of the deaf community. So, and also, New Zealand Sign Language is an official language, right? It must be a no-brainer to make every services to be accessible. Public transport, hospitals, bank, education, the list can go on, right? And we want to make that access be possible here in Aotearoa.
It must be years and years of development.
Oh yeah, it's been 5 years and we spent so much resources, blood and sweat to make it happen. And we are just beginning because language is evolving, so it's a continuous process.
Natasha, how much of a breakthrough is this for the deaf community?
It's going to be life-changing, really. As Arash just mentioned, it's opening up those situations like hospitals, banking. I mean, when you have New Zealand Sign Language as your first language, then when you're interacting at medical appointments, for example, you need an interpreter or a support person. So this technology has the potential to enable greater independence for the deaf community and to be able to use it in all those different scenarios.
And is it also beneficial people that aren't deaf that might learn faster?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's going to be online, so yes, absolutely, people can certainly learn it probably a lot quicker.
But at the same time, this is not replacing human interpreters.
No, it's not. It's just filling those gaps where interpreters or support people might not be as available. So things that are live messages like going to the airport and you're hearing your gate, the information, or transportation disruptions and things like that, or emergency public hospital admissions, it's going to just close those gaps and just make those situations a lot more accessible.
And also using concept of te reo Māori?
Yes, that was one of the key things of our partnership was to ensure another, challenges for deaf Māori to find interpreters who understand or sign and deaf Māori concepts. So this was an important aspect of us partnering, was to ensure that when we complete the data set, we also complete it with deaf Māori concepts.
And Arash, let's talk about what's happening around the world. Are we innovating? Are we following? What's happening overseas?
Actually, interestingly, we've been active in the US for 5 years. Right? And all the technology, because of the market and everything. And it was so annoying for us, like we are leading this technology globally. We are active in North America, Australia. Why we shouldn't be here in New Zealand? And that's the beauty of this partnership that happens, that it becomes an enabler for us. So again, our patent technologies has been patented in Australia, UK and US. But we've not been much active in New Zealand, which is so annoying. And now this has enabled that, which is so beautiful.
Yeah, we don't want it to be annoying, do we?
I know.
Tell me about the facial expressions, because it must be, is that one of the most difficult things to try to?
Correct. It is one of the most difficult. So, facial expression, it's so important in sign language that it has its own grammar. When you ask WH question or yes or no question, the position of the eyebrows are important. So it's again very beautiful yet complex. But we try to do our best to take care of the facial expression as much as possible, because it's a part of a language. It's not an add-on. It's a language itself.
So how many people do you have working in doing this avatar?
So we started with 4 people. Now we are 21. We have 8 deaf staff, which is so honored to have. Yes. The majority of the team here in New Zealand, and we have around 6 or 7 people in the US.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. It sounds fantastic. It's launching today.
Yes, for feedback, deaf consultation, yes. So go on to the NFD website, and we're welcoming everyone from the deaf community to share their feedback, experience in technology, and then we'll look to sharing it more widely early next year.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us on Breakfast, Natasha, Arash.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.